Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and today I'm going to be doing a tier list of 2022 guys. So 2022 is basically over. Thank you guys so much for supporting me throughout this year and also all the other years. And I appreciate it a lot and helped me get through like the last couple of weeks. It was kind of hard, so thank you guys so much for all that. But we got 4 tiers guys, so we have a lot of basketball shoes. I try to get the most recent basketball shoes. Some aren't available, so I kind of couldn't put them on this list, or I didn't want to, but I try to get as many as I could. We have, of course, S tier. S tier is, this shoe is absolutely amazing. I love it. There's really nothing that I would change about it. Next, we got A. A tier is, this shoe is super nice, but there's 1 or 2 things that I would change about it. B is, this shoe is pretty nice, but I would rather play in A tier or S tier shoes. You know what I mean? And then nah is pretty self-explanatory. Just nah. I'm good guys, I don't really want to play in it, you know what I mean? So anyways, let's get it started off with the serious player only player 1, 160 bucks. This is the Kobe 8 and Kobe 11 reincarnate. And I'd say honestly an S tier, S or A tier. This shoe is super duper nice. Better cushion than like the Kobe 8, Kobe 9, and also Kobe 11 with a drop in Lunarlon. The traction is also super nice. The material is super nice. It's thin. It conforms to your foot very well. And it's lightweight, you know, it's responsive. So overall, it's a very, very nice shoe to play in. Next, we got the Li Ning Speed 9 Premium, and also that's a S tier guys. So I'm still kind of playing it, but I really, really like it so far. The traction is top tier. Cushion also is really nice. You know, it has like that mesh struggle board, which is super soft, but also very, very, very good cord feel, right? Almost a little too much. It's a little too thin, honestly. Like, I feel like they could have made it a little bit thicker. But anyways, material super thin, very, very responsive shoe as well, lightweight too. So yeah, Speed 9 Premium surprised the hell out of me, guys. All right, next we got the Li Ning JB1. This is Jimmy Butler's signature shoe, and S tier. Simple, very easy, right? So traction, really, really, really nice. It has that foam outsole just like in the Curry Flows. Cushion also with the drop-in boom midsole is super duper nice. Material with the boom fiber is also thin, supportive, conforms to your foot very well, and overall very lightweight shoe. And I also really like that carbon fiber plate. You know, you have a very nice, you know, like springiness when you're doing heel to toe dominant strides down the court. So S tier it is. KT8, really, really nice. I give it a solid A tier. Traction is really nice. You don't have to break it in, but it does pick up a little bit of dust. That's why I'm putting it in A tier. Cushion also super nice. You know what I mean? Low to the ground, but also great for impact protection and comfort. Materials are nice, overall supportive, thin, conforms to your foot very well too. So honestly, it's a banger. Don't sleep on the KT8. It's an A tier. All right, next we got the AC10 V2, and I'd say A tier, right? So everything about this shoe is absolutely amazing. One of my favorite cushioning setups also in a shoe of this year, or also recent history in like the past couple of years. Also has that soft stroke board, right, that I was talking about. But the thing is, the traction is a little iffy. It slides around a little bit, you know what I mean? And it's not the best if you're looking for instant stops, especially on like a dusty setting. So that's why it's an A tier. Materials are thin. Support and lockdown is also very good in the shoes. So that's why I'm putting it in A tier, because of the traction. All right, next we got the Shadow 4, and also it's an A tier. Banger shoe. Don't sleep on it. It's 120 bucks. Traction is all pretty much top tier. Really, really, really nice traction. Also have a little bit of an outsole curvature. Cushion also is super nice. You have that soft mesh strobe board. It's not boom though. It's if I remember correctly, it was like light foam or cloud foam, right? So it's not as nice as the AC10 or the JB1, but it's still nice. The reason why it's an A tier is because I don't like high tops all too much. You know what I mean? I'd rather play in lows, in my personal opinion. But if you like playing in high tops, then this is a very, very good shoe for you, and it honestly would probably be an S tier, right? All right, next we got the Ice Blue V2, which is pretty much the D'Lo Ice, you know, D'Angelo Russell's shoe, but it's the second version, and I give it an A tier. The only reason why it's an A tier is because the cushion is really, really bad. Very responsive, but it's like a brick. It's very stiff, you know. So yeah, traction is really good. You know, lightweight shoe, you feel very quick when you're playing in it, so it's a great option if you're like a younger dude. But if you're looking for a cushion, not the best option. All right, next we got the 808 2 Ultra. A tier for me because the cushion I feel like is a little bit thinner than the JB1, and like even on hard impacts my foot would bottom out the cushion and it would hurt a little bit. So that's why I'm putting it in A tier, right? I wish it had better cushion. Also, the colorway that I have was translucent. It was really bad on dust, right? But the 808 for me, the regular 808 is an S tier. S tier, amazing shoe. It performs very similarly to the Kobe 9, Kobe 8, Kobe 11. Top tier traction with the solid white rubber outsole in my colorways. Cushion also is a little bit better for harder impacts than the 808 Ultra because the boom is a little bit softer than the Cloud. You know what I mean? Super supportive, materials are super thin, so S tier easy for me. And of course the Wild 10. Wild 10 has my favorite cushioning setup of recent history in like the last couple of years. I love it. Full length boom pretty much right underneath the foot. You get a nice subtle bounce, you know, nice compression underneath your foot. Amazing underfoot cushion. Good for impact protection, but also responsiveness and court feel. Material is thin. The overall shoe is supportive, but also very lightweight. So the Wild 10 is really nice, although it's a little expensive, or very expensive, right? Alright, next we got the Converse All-Star Pro BB Prototype CX, I feel like was the name. Crazy long name, but I'll give it B. It's a little bit heavier than I would like, also really bulky in my personal opinion, just because the midsole is very chunky, right? Also not the best for performance on dust, but other than that, it's a pretty nice shoe overall, but I would rather play in other shoes, right? Alright, next we got the MB2, and I give it a solid A. Just because it's a little bit on the heavier side. I mean, it's not terribly heavy. It's not terribly like bulky in like any bad way at all. But yeah, it's like, you know, I want a super light and minimal feeling shoe. So that's why I'm putting it in A tier, maybe borderline S tier. It's an A+, right? But yeah, traction is really nice. You also have the outsole curvature. Materials are thin, but also very supportive. Not the best for quality, however. So the MB2, I feel like A is good. All right, we got the Nitro Rise. I give it a B. Traction just wasn't amazing for me. And also the fit was super duper tight, even though I like super tight fit. So I guess if I went up half size, it would be a little bit better. I mean, the material quality is also great. So maybe I put it B+, borderline A and B. You know what I mean? Definitely not one of my favorites. And the TRC Blaze Cord is an easy nah for me. Like the traction was not it. I just never got a good bite. Cushion lackluster. Material super cheap, although it was like all right on foot. So that's why I wouldn't really recommend it to you guys. Next, we got the Zoom GT Cut 2, and that's a B. Cushion, you're super high up off the ground, like you have crazy compression, not super responsive in my personal opinion. Also, the traction wasn't great. I mean, it was all right. You know what I mean? It was good, but and not as good as it first GT Cut. You know, and it's also not top tier. Material, not the best. I mean, it's thin and supportive, but like also the fit, it was kind of choking my foot out, and I just didn't really like it all too much. I didn't really like playing the Zoom GT Cut 2, so I put it in B. LeBron 20, LeBron James, yeah, easy S tier. Amazing shoe, although it is very expensive. Traction is top tier. Cushion is super nice with the full length cushion. Zoom turbo unit in the forefoot. Thin materials, but also it's supportive. Responsive shoe as well. So LeBron 20, amazing option. Next, we got the Zoom Freak 4, and that's easily an A tier. Traction isn't top tier, however. I wish it was a little bit better, but it's still solid, right? Cushion also, you have nice compression in the heel. You have that zoom unit, the two zoom units in the forefoot, which is pretty nice. Materials are thin, supportive, overall lightweight shoe, and overall also a good looking shoe too. So solid A tier. Next, we got the Cosmic Unity 2, and I put it in A+ tier. Maybe borderline S. I'll put an S. So the traction is solid. You do have to break it in, but it's not top tier. So that's why I was a little bit hesitant to put an S, but it's still solid. It's still really nice. Cushion with the full length Zoom strobo is really nice. Materials are very good quality for the price, especially comparing it to other shoes like the KD15. But yeah, so also it doesn't have heel slippage like the KD15. So the KD15 obviously is not S tier for me. I would put it in A. Traction is top tier, however, really good traction. But you know, you have the full length Zoom strobo, right? And then the material, a little bit on the cheaper side, but gets the job done on foot. But also heel slippage, You have a little bit. I do know some people with really bad heel slippage, so just be careful on that. That's why I'm putting an A tier. Deldons is a solid nah. Traction was absolutely horrendous on a dusty court. The Fly E system was kind of gimmicky as well, not the best for like lockdown if you want really good lockdown. So that's why I was just like, don't really get it. Luka 1, easy A tier. Everything about the shoe is super nice besides the cushion. If you're looking for like responsiveness, right, and low to the ground cushion, then this is a great option. But if you're looking for like compression, softness, comfort, bounce, then the Luka 1 not great, but traction is really good, support's great, material's thin, super duper responsive shoe. So I really like the Luka 1s. I just wish it was a little bit better for cushion. Even if it had like a softer strobe board, for underfoot cushion, like all the other wave shoes with the soft mesh strobe board, that would have been amazing, right? But it's not in the Luka 1, it's like a stiffer strobe, but whatever. Zion 2, solid A. It's just not my type of shoe. It's great, traction's good, cushion's great, especially with the forefoot zoom unit and air strobe unit in the heel. But it's like just a little bit like heavier than I would like, you know what I mean? It's not super bulky, however, so that's why I'm putting an A tier. Jordan 37, I put in solid B. Not a huge fan of the double stack zoom unit, zoom strobe unit in the forefoot. It's a little too crazy for me. Traction was pretty good, and then materials with the Lennon weave is very good for ventilation and thin. It's just I just don't really like playing in that zoom strobe setup, so that's why I'm putting in B. KD3510 is solid A tier. So it's cheap shoe, $95, but also solid traction. Not the best for support, but cushion also is nice and overall responsive and super duper lightweight. So A tier is solid. Giannis Immortality 2, not great because the support was really bad for me. The mesh material was not great, and even for lateral containment for me was bad. So yeah, that's why I'm putting in B tier. And obviously PG6 is S tier. You guys already know. Precision 6, I'll put in A tier. Solid shoe, cheap. Traction's great. Cushion, although it's like the Luka 1. It's like responsive. Nothing crazy good about the cushion, but materials good quality. It's thin, it's supportive, conforms to your foot very well. Great looking shoe too. So solid A tier. Same thing with the Flyby Mid, but it has a little bit better cushion than the Precision 6. However, not as good traction as the Precision 6. So that's why I'm putting A tier. Also super cheap shoe. Next, we got the one takes and crazy bad for support. I've been playing in that shoe. Traction is solid. Cushion is pretty nice with the top loaded forefoot zoom unit, but the material is just really bad for support. And my foot is just moving around inside of the shoe a lot. So that's why I don't really like playing in it. Maybe even borderline nah. But I'm not finished playing with that shoe yet, so I'm just giving it the benefit of the doubt and putting it in B. Kyrie Flytrap 6 is a definite nah. Traction is not very nice. Cushion, it sucks. And the material is not the best. It's alright, but yeah, I wouldn't play in this shoe. I don't like playing in it, so that's why it's a nah. Kyrie Low 5 is a solid A tier. Traction is top tier. Cushion is in. But a support's great. It's lightweight, very responsive shoe as well. It's just the cushion isn't the greatest, so that's why I'm putting in A. Kyrie 8, I'll give it a solid A. Traction is alright. It's good, not top tier. Cushion also is nicer than the Jordan 37 because it's not double stacked, right? Even though also at times it is a little like too bouncy for me, but it's still nice. I do enjoy it sometimes, and the materials are thin overall, not the best for quality, so maybe I'll give it an A-, borderline A-B, right? Down issue 4, I'll give it a solid B+. B. It's not terrible, it's not great. Traction was alright, it did pick up dust. Cushion was alright, materials were pretty good. Support's great. It's just it didn't fit my foot like amazingly well. So of course that's just my personal opinion, but B tier I feel like is good. Same thing with the Dame 8, because the Dame 8 is just like the cushion is a little too soft for me, and I like to have a responsive ride, so because of that I'm putting in B tier. Also, traction wasn't great on dust, and also it's a little bit heavier. It's not the lightest feeling shoe, right? Trae Young 2, same thing. Traction was in. Traction was not great. Cushion was great though. Materials with the Flyknit was good, but yeah, the traction just not being good. Maybe I'm putting it in B tier just because traction is super important to me, right? Alright, next we got the Harden Volume 6. That's easily an A tier. It's just the thing is, it's a little bit on the heavier side, but everything about the shoe is super nice. Cushion with the full length boost, great step in comfort. Traction is top tier. Materials also not the best, like on the stiffer side of things, and also not the best for quality, but it gets the job done, I guess. So that's why it's an A tier. Harden step back 3. This is a 3, right? Or was it the 4? I'm sorry if I'm incorrect, but anyways, I put in a solid B tier. You know, cushion sucks, traction was alright, material's not the best for quality, so solid B tier. Dame Certified, however, is a solid S tier. Isn't that crazy? $95, and it's a really nice shoe. Traction is top tier. Cushion with the full length bounce is actually pretty nice. It's on the more responsive side of things, but you get a nice little compression in the heel and a little bit of bounce. Materials get the job done on foot. It's supportive and all that, so S tier. Next we got the Curry 10, Curry 9, Curry 4 Flotro, all the same pretty much. The upper is a little bit different. If you want something a little bit more cozy and comfortable, then go with the Curry 4 Flotro. If you want something more minimal, then go with the Curry 9 or 10. But yeah, you guys already know the cushion is not very nice, that's why I'm putting an A tier, but traction is amazing. Super lightweight shoe, very responsive as well, so that's why I'm putting an A tier, because of the lackluster cushion. And last but not least, we got the two-way V3, and I put it in honestly A+, borderline S or A tier, right? Traction is really good, not top tier, however. I mean, it's kind of top tier once you break it in, but I don't think it's like as good of a stop as like, you know, all the other shoes that have like top tier traction, right? A cushion also is super nice, you know, full length fuel cell. It's more on the responsive side of things, not the best for like hard impacts, but it gets the job done for me. It's adequate, and the materials with the textile is super nice as well. Great looking shoe, and it's only 120 bucks, so it's pretty cheap. So yeah, solid A tier, guys. So anyways, that about wraps it up for this tier list. If you guys want to get any of these shoes, I try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.